All right, all right, all right. Good morning and welcome back to the Coin Kings channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. We in the middle of some manipulation, and I hate using that word. But we're just kind of Bitcoin's just kind of doing what it's doing. Like I don't see any real structure for what's happening right now. I'm just going with the flow. I'm either sitting out or just, basically just holding on to what I had before, at least until we get to a place where, you know, it's worth me jumping into something. Now, last night, actually, when we got this sell off here, let me talk about before we got the sell off. Before we got the sell off right here, it looked like we were going to get a chance to come back up here and try to fight that high again. We tapped out at the golden pocket, and then we got a quick rejection off of that because initially I think in here it's like 786 right in here. We did the golden pocket here, rejection, 786 there, rejection, and then the local golden pocket right here for another rejection. And we started to roll over. I was like, hey, okay, great. We're gonna come down here and get into this liquidity down here around the 68.9. And we stopped shy of it. So obviously we're avoiding going lower. That's obvious. We're avoiding making that transition lower. We're not looking to take out, or at least initially, we were not looking to take out that 68.356 down here, which is this Asia low over here. So right here we have this liquidity all right through here. We've been avoiding it. And then suddenly we print some new liquidity in here. I posted the update on the new liquidity that was in here, and we took that and we actually bounced from that level. So kudos to anybody who caught that. If you didn't catch that, you can follow me on X at Down the Crypto TA, pointed that out. Because basically that's all we're doing right now. I mean, the market does that all the time anyway. It's just not this bad. Like this is bad. Yeah. So right now I don't understand. And I'm bullish, and that's a problem. And I've been bullish, but the past 3 days it's just seemed a little odd in the charts for me. And so I've leaned toward price action getting a correction. Um, so I think I'm gonna keep mastering, looking for the short at least until things start to make a little bit more sense to me, if that makes sense. But anyway, we do still have that long running right now. This long is still going. Um, just a lot of consolidation, and then sporadic little pops if we get them. That's basically been it. So if you can identify where those ranges are happening at, then you can identify where markets may be more likely to attack, right? So we had this little trend through here. We had an additional one through here that we broke. Um, Actually, not over here. I don't want to come that far up there. Right in here, a lot more easier to you know talk about it on the lower time frame. But we had one that was through here, and then once we broke that, I just kind of figured, yeah, we're probably not gonna make it now. Not further up to try to grab that liquidity, which also happened to be standard one. If you look at the weekly, we tapped standard one again for another rejection. So we're trying to get that higher, which we know can lead into a bear flag, or just simply hitting the top side of our descending channel. It will just have to assess if things look strong at that point or if they look weak, and we need to look for that to reject. So that's all we're basically applying here. So we try to get back through this trend line right here. A little bit of a rejection in here with that high wave candle. Um, just being patient. But definitely got liquidity again. Got this liquidity all down through here that we've built up down here. These lows. If market takes that, then I might pursue another long. Market's gonna have to take that liquidity, and it's really avoiding changing the structure. It really is, and the structure isn't broken until we then we could say that we got a lower high right in here, but we don't have a lower low, so we don't really change anything until we do have a lower low. Let's move forward here. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. My PC is lagging a little bit this morning, so I do apologize. I'm gonna keep the stream to the usual shortness. Um, it's 8 o'clock. I might have to cut it earlier um, if it continues to be a problem here. All right, so RSI still. Good morning, Madhu. The Coin King was trying to say it. He's saying it with no mic though. Good morning, Madhu Hansi. Yeah, Madhu, you long or short? Or you just sitting on your hands right now? All right, so nothing really to update here on the 4-hour time frame. We discussed the situation in here. We could potentially have a bear flag in here. Potentially have a bear flag in here. Now we can, if you can see we're coiling inside right here. We're really coiling. Gotta really coiling in here. So this is what our last 3 days have looked like. And for a while there, we were just kind of hanging on to this prior day high over here. So this PDH here is what we have been hanging, clinging onto. But this is waiting for some sort of an explosive move. We'll see if we have a squeeze in here on the 4 hour. I mean, not 4 hour, but the daily. Do we have a squeeze? Not necessarily. We do have some compression, but it's a little bit relaxed. The Bollingers are not turned inwards, which would be indicative of a squeeze. But we are still a bit compressed in here within. Um, I guess I have to call it wedgie since it is coming together a little bit right in here. Uh, but also aside from this line here, if we see price manage if it breaks out and it does push into here and you start to see it breaking, don't panic because it could because a bear flag is gonna look it's gonna appear like a channel. So you want to make sure you do that as well. Make sure you do that as well. See now, oh, we're breaking out. At the end of the day, my thesis here on this channel has been that we would get back to the top side of this channel, get to the liquidity from the larger range, which is here, which is from the weekly. Get to the liquidity here from the larger range. That's been my only thing, but we're just messy right now. I don't like the messiness. I'd rather have the clarity, but we're just messy. It's our daily. Let's take a look, see here at our weekly. I think I might still have that Bollinger open. No, I don't. I don't. But this was the larger range that you were seeing on the daily time frame here, which is this right here. So this is our larger range, like I said, that would push us into the top side of our channel here to get the liquidity that is, or sweep the top side of this mother bar. So we're focusing on this mother bar right here. We're trying to get to the top side of that liquidity right there. Now, what I was saying we were hitting was standard one again. Remember the first time we tapped out? We tapped out at standard one. We had hit it exactly perfectly. It has moved down a little bit since the new week started, but we tapped it perfectly again this time here for another little rejection there. And then you can see how that 20 aligns with the channel. That just gives me additional confirmation of price wanting to get to that mean, because you're usually going to try, you're going to get attracted back to the mean, right? If you deviate too far from the mean, you know, two you're gonna want to kiss again. So that's what that's all about, and it just makes the channel a bit more, a lot more legitimate. So just watching that, and playing the little ranges as we go along, playing the little ranges. But that's if you understand that what I'm trying to explain to you here, which has been part of my reason for looking up. Also with USDT dominance, being in the opposite position, because USDT dominance right now is in this position right here that Bitcoin was in, which is an ascending broadening formation, which price tends to break below those. Like it can come back one more time and hold the level one more time, which means Bitcoin would come up to the top side of the channel or sweeping the top side of this mother bar and then reject. And then if this is what everybody's looking for, or something like this, then possibly you'll get that. I just know a lot of money, a lot of institutional money came in right there. That's all I know. I just know that when I look at the book, when I look at the data, it just shows me how much money stepped in right there, and that should help you understand why we're not coming back there so easy. You don't get that kind of institutional power, and you just get back there so easy. Take some time, but if they decide, okay, let's just accumulate a little bit more down here, then they'll come for this down here. But I wouldn't make it my main focus, not right now, until we start to get into some of that lower liquidity down below us. Right now, I'm so fixated on this trend line right here. I just want it to happen right. I don't like for things to just kind of be all over the place. We shouldn't be all over the place. It should be smoother, in my opinion. It should be a lot smoother. But that's what we are. Um, come on, PC. I just clicked on another tab. I'm just waiting for this to open up. Okay, we got that. All right, we got that. Let's see if it'll let me push through here. And so here we are, just the inverse to Bitcoin, so you can see the difference. The difference. This part here is going to be the same with Bitcoin. The only difference is um, Bitcoin is now, we're now looking at a channel. We're looking at a channel for Bitcoin, and like I said, USDT dominance is in this ascending broadening formation. So this is bearish formation. Bitcoin's formation is bullish formation. So this is the hopium right here. This scenario here is the hopium. Um, like I said on Wednesday, not Wednesday because I didn't stream on Wednesday. On Tuesday, I didn't feel bullish on this situation in here, not at all, because I'm trying to focus on um, the larger structure. It's always going to be the macro structure is always going to be bigger than these internal minor structure situation in here. So if this pattern holds true to what it normally does, then I'll be looking down here. I do need to zoom out and look at what the larger time frame candlestick pattern looks like, because that helps you really kind of resolve whatever conflict you have with this right here. but I expect for it to come down a little bit more, possibly back into the trend line. And if it wants to bounce away, then it would make sense. But the next time it wouldn't, come back to it again, be like this sucker to break to the downside. And there goes Biddy. There goes Biddy. Let's see. Come on, PC. Stop doing this to me. It's too early. I don't know why it does this. Let me take a step back and take a look here at the VIX. All right, so we're back at our support level once again here on the VIX. Back down here at the support level, seeing a little bit of a bounce right there. We'll check back in here on the VIX for sure. All right, let's move forward here a little bit. That's gas. We'll come back to that too, okay? We're gonna come back to that too. All right. Um, map out that coiling right there for sure. For your false break, okay? Because when you get a false break, you can just sweep it, pop back in. You can sweep. We can pop up. They can pop up here, manage to sweep this top, and then reject, or manage to sweep this bottom and reject and come back in. But you would have to see that kind of gonna have to happen quick. It have to be quick. So it'll be like right here. It's a daily time frame, so it's gonna it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. So I just drew it to the candle that actually broke it, and then right here, you see how it came down, see how we coiled, we broke it, we reclaimed back inside of our range. Now, if you weren't paying attention to that, then you definitely could have caught, the clean bounce off of the ascending trend line. But you got to be the first horse out of the stable. Sweep and go. Love a good sweep and go, right? Love a good sweep and go. All right, let's get back over here and see what kind of manipulation is happening here with Biddy. But love the liquidity down here. I'm gonna sit on my hands until we take this liquidity. We're gonna have to take that liquidity. I don't see a reason right now. I really don't see the reason for us to be able to push back up and get back above this on demand line right here. We do it, we do it. I don't really see the reason for it. I don't have a reason to take a trade right here. Only if we get into some of this liquidity will I take that trade. Okay. And if you draw your fib in here too, this liquidity down here, if we were to take this liquidity right here, which again is going to change some things, which is like I said, that's probably why they're not taking it. They're avoiding that. They're avoiding that. You have the golden pocket right here down below that, and you have these prior highs over here. So it makes it more suitable. I would not be, and every time I say this, it works, but I'm not interested in that 786. The golden pocket would be the masterpiece in my opinion. All right, putting this back on this 15 minutes. See how they did their little manipulation right there. Manipulation. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Yeah. I'm kind of happy this morning. Kind of happy this morning. So I'm a little weird right now. Hmm. We're in London session, it looks like. Oh, who we messing with right now? I can't really tell. I can't really tell. I have to, yeah, we're in London. Yep. Hey, London. So we're inside again, right here. With this large candle right here. All right, we're creating maybe some sort of a bear flag right now. We'll see. I have to zoom out to actually see what that is because we do have this high wave candle right here that we just broke above. And got to give it time to close though. If it closed like that, it could be. Let's see. Pattern could also be a three inside up, but yeah, yeah, could be that. Wasn't leaning towards that. But it had to take out this top right here to close above it actually. I might consider it if that happens. Um, let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at some moving averages, just kind of see what the pace is like right now. Start out here. Okay, so that's decent. That's decent. That, my friend, is decent. Little nozzle nose right here, a little nozzle nose right there. But I would have to say that that's decent. It would be like it's not as clean as it was right here, but you can see how that looks. How that looks. Like, you get used to the look, you know. You get used to the look. It's like your mom. It's like your mom when you were a kid. I mean, some moms still do it now. They can just give you that look, and you know what time it is. You get used to that look. Put that away. Take a look at the EMAs here and see. Okay, so we still been flirting with that 400 and basically respecting that 400. Like 200 is cool. I rather use 4 and 2 together because 2 and 4 can act like a pocket. You know how I talk about pockets on Bollinger Bands? 2 and 4 can act like a pocket. So that way you're not sitting around. I know a lot of people won't trade unless price action is above the 200. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you need to pair it. You need to pair it because you'll have a pocket and you'll see how many times. Just go back and back test this. I won't tell you nothing that was no bueno to you. Okay, and that'll be your respect right there. So you have a pocket between those two, and then how it's chilling too. What does it look like? How is it laying? That makes a difference. That pocket, I'm telling you, that pocket is something special. See if we can't find that pocket again while I'm just waiting on Bitcoin to finish BS in here. This is full of BS. Cause how is relaxing? See that pocket? How it's relaxing makes a difference. That pocket. You don't want to just 200 by itself. Mm, what is that? Well, two or more are gathered in my name. It's looking pretty decent in terms of, moving averages. It's still gonna have to do something more for me to wanna take a position right now. I don't have a setup. I heard somebody saying that yesterday. It's and it's very important to have conditions. That way you're not over trading and you're not taking any trade. You have conditions. And unless your conditions are being met, you don't take the trade. Right now, my conditions are liquidity. We're in no man's land right now. I also have a, you know, inside range condition. I got a lot of conditions. But right now, my condition is liquidity. So that was that. Let me just look at Bollinger. See the squeeze bounce off of 20 SMA. So we're in the pocket. Yeah. So just chilling. We get into here, then I'll reassess things. Possible short. If we come down into here, I'm really looking for another loan, but we got to get to the liquidity in here. Okay. Let me see. And today's Thursday. So if it's not happening today, you can almost reassure yourself that it could happen tomorrow, especially with options. Okay. Especially with options, you'll have a lot of positions that'll start to close out. Uh, so possibly today we'll actually see something as liquidity starts to dry up on Thursdays. Yeah. So bulls have the advantage right now. Um, yeah, bulls still have the advantage on 15, 1, and 4. Still have the advantage. Let's see. Bulls still have the advantage on the Bulls still have the advantage across all four time frames. Yeah, you can see we look like a pine tree right there. We're looking like a pine tree with the exception of that 4-hour time frame, which is in a big squeeze right now. So uh, I haven't really cared for this 4-hour, but this 4-hour has been holding up like above the mean. I don't know if you noticed that, but 4-hour has been holding above the mean and it has a squeeze. So it's just waiting to blast off into one of these directions. I can't tell you right now. The way it's positioning itself, it's getting to where I'll be looking for it to come to the downside. But based on how I usually look at it, I personally would be looking for a sharp move to the downside, and we have a bit more liquidity in there. It's not done. It's not done positioning itself. So just got to be patient with it. It could come after we take some liquidity at the top. It could come after that. So I know I'll be looking for a short if we get into liquidity up here. That 4 hours just it's just chilling, and you'll see it laying right, close to, you can see, like, right here on the RSI reads 455, and so you'll see that it's just chilling at the mean. Come on. Again, like you can see right here, how both times right through here, just kinda chilling here at the 50%, so you're not going below that 50. Just making sure it's not doing that, and then right here you can see how we're maintaining the mean again through here. As all of this starts to push up above this blue, then that's gonna make me feel like, that's gonna make me look for that short even more, because typically once all of this pushes into here, that's usually where I see it, roll over. So I know that I'm looking for it to roll over, just gotta wait for some liquidity, something like that to happen, but this is rollover environment right here. Then what do I got right here? So, let's see. Even MACD is holding on to the mean. Everything's chilling at the mean right now with this 4-hour time frame, everything. So, like I said, it could be a final move up or rejection that just sends it tumbling. Um, we'll have to look and see if we get any bear days on the move too. That's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be relevant. And some bearish divergence there as well, which we don't have right now. Uh, I'm probably gonna end up long in the top today. It's not financial advice, along the top. I'm not gonna touch anything down here. There's gonna be that 4 hour to finish it out. Little momentum trying to come in here. I really don't like the 15-minute. And the 1 hour, 1 hour has been holding up, ever since that last, bullish signal that it had fired off. Uh, I talked about that signal on, I think it was Monday. So we'll see. I was fancying the 8 hour, um, which fired off that signal, and it's back to just kinda obviously, you can see we're consolidating. So we're just holding the line through here. Um, but the 8-hour signal did play out, and then it froze. So as far as the 8 hour goes, and you can see it from the daily when I showed it to you. So the 8 hour, you're still within your range, because the 8 hour I told you on Tuesday, to the 1 hour and the 8 hour are like the big players. So if you watch that video, I told you about that 1 and the 8 hour. You want to keep that was my focus anyway. Keep it focused on the 1 and the 8 hour. Sometimes I forget what I said. but I said it. And if you pay attention to that 8 hour, you have kept your range on your 8 hour. Your range high and your range low have has remained intact. So the signal just kinda I could mess with this. I'm not going to. Not going to. There we go. About to take that little baby out right there. Take that top out. Let's see how we react around there. See what London wanna do. We got London in the house. And you get a base. And you get a base. And you get a base. Everything gets a base. Anyway, I see you, London. Y'all just creating too many lines on my chart for me. So I'm take that away. Petty volume. Petty volume. Petty volume. So I would expect for this to swing fail if it takes out that high. SFP. We'll see. I just know the volume right now is petty on it. It's got like 7 minutes on that candle. But the math ain't mathing. Math ain't mathing. See that volume? Everything is red and green. Maybe I change the colors for you guys to make it easier to work off of it. Let's see. What color I don't have on the chart right now. Let's see. Purple is that okay? Let's just do it in white. Never go wrong with white, right? My lines in here might be throwing you off. Those are momentum lines right there. Make it a little bit thicker so you can see the range that we're working with right now is here. But what I was saying to you about that 8 hour, while Bitcoin does nonsense right here with this petty volume, about 5 minutes left on this volume is a little lagging. It lags a little bit, but I mean, come on, if we're running through here with low volume, that's going to be a problem for me to be able to continue with that low volume. I would expect for it to S&P. It's hitting those prior lows in the process. Let's see what else we got right here with that. Break it up. Yeah, but this is subpar volume again. See what I mean about it? It lags. Not always the most reliable, but still, it just it doesn't look sustainable. I tried it long last night. Um, what I did was actually I tried the long twice last night. Um, I told you that this right here looked like it was probably it could have gotten higher, but it faded out at the golden pocket instead and just rejected. Which I mean, it could be seen obviously that there was the chance of it rejecting. So I just got stopped out of the position and I set my stop loss down here. I was long in the top right there, and then when we got this right here, I measured it out on the head and shoulders and that lined up with the ascending trend line that you were noticing on the 1 hour time frame. So when we got down there, I entered into a new long right there. I didn't wait for any sort of confirmation or anything like that. It's just like, okay, we're back at the that was the measure move. It's an ascending trend line. Usually, usually you'll hold up on the third tap um, of an established trend line, and yeah, that's when we got this extra in here, and, it stopped me out, and I went to sleep. Yeah, I was like, "Okay, just Just took two little chances in here. No biggies. So we're trying this again. It really wants to go up. So now at this point, we're building liquidity above us a little bit more right in here. In the way why Bitcoin plays around with that. A lot of resistance right there. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so it was this trend line right here that I tried along this trend line right here, and then you can see what happened there. All right, what I was saying to you here was the 8 hour, and then you can see right here with the 8 hour. Please, please, please. This has been our 8 hour right here, which is the same as that 4 hour over there. This is basically all we've been holding. We did the little sweeper right there, little sweeper right there, but we're just still ranging, just still ranging within here. But the 8 hour signal, which came from the QTD, and you can see how we're only just, we're not going below that white line right there either. So, the swoop in here, that tends to lead to bullish divergence building in. But you can see right here, you can see how this high right here gave a bear div. I told the Coin King yesterday, I was like, I'm kind of questioning this 8 hour. Okay, looking pretty decent right now. We're at that golden pocket. Saying I'm kind of questioning this 8 hour move. It's cheesy right now. It's cheesy. But this white line is not breaking outside of this cloud, and you really want to see that happen. We did it the one time right here, and then you can see how we swung back in, creating that signal, and back down she goes. So it's just still chilling in here right now. Um, yeah. Oh gosh, this thing is killing me. It's still chilling in here right now. Sorry. PC in here freezing on me. A little rejection from that golden pocket. Back inside the range with no closure outside of it. Uh, yeah, back inside that range with no closure. So I don't know. Not really, not really for certain on this right here. Especially since, and you look at the 4 hour, we actually closed outside of it. We closed outside of it. And you can see rejection back inside of the range, no closure outside of this range, just the little sweep so far into that golden pocket there. The only reason I'm not enticed to take a short right here is a couple of reasons that I mentioned before. I want to see it take liquidity, but the other reason why is because I have another short open off of this swing right here. No, no, not this swing, not this swing. Over here. Yeah, this is where I last mentioned the short right here. So I'm short off of here. and they keep trying right here. So obviously you can tell that they're trying to push the price up. You get chopped around right here. They keep wanting to beat this dead horse right here. So it's like fighting somebody that you knocked down and they keep getting back up and everybody's yelling, stay down, you'll stop getting hit. It's like that. And you're the person that keeps getting up. So a lot of heart. It's a lot of heart right here. Hmm. Oh, let me fix this trend line in here too. Turn that noise off. See that MACD trying to push through. Come here, you. Change that. To move that to there. Just making sure. I'm gonna turn this volume off. I can see it from my other the monitor there. You bear dipping? Definitely bear dipping. Yeah, we're bear dipping. Might be bear dipping right here too. Yeah, we're putting in bear dips right here too. But they keep trying, like I said. This the person who keeps getting knocked down and keeps getting back up. They did the same thing over here. Kept getting knocked down, kept getting up. Bear div. Then I tried to long it, like, okay, they're gonna get up again. I was looking at this too, at the time. So, like, right, change this line though. What we got left. So I was looking at that too, and I want to click on that again. I think I was doing it like that with, um, yeah, it was more so something like that. A lot of times when I see it like that, um, it does tend to break down and up, especially when you know, had that first little bear div right there. It does tend to break down, but it was interesting, so I tried it anyway. 'Cause, the undertone is bullish. The tops were bearish, but the undertone was bullish, so you can see how it put in a higher low. I mean, a higher low in price and a lower low on the RSI, so it was worth a try. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that bull div right there. I sure didn't. What time did that happen? Because this was, 5:15. I was awake, I think. I know I was awake. I honestly didn't pay attention to it. It's exaggerated. Um, by price action, it's exaggerated, but I really didn't pay attention to it, this morning. I wouldn't have because you can see I didn't even change the lines in here until just now, so I totally missed that. And it looks pretty. I mean, all the time frames are leaning more towards an upside move. As far as the RSI is concerned, you're basically pushing into relative strength. A lot of activity happening right here, so bears really trying to short it. It implies bullish absorption. So, especially off of that last candle, got a lot more volume in this little, I guess I could say this one right here is it still looks like a high wave candle, um, but, um, I would say bullish absorption there. Got a high volume, small body. Or is it bearish or correction? Sometimes I be confusing myself. Let's just say that, you know, bears are eating that up. Like you ain't going nowhere. Told you to stay down. Stay down. All right. You have any news this morning? I know yesterday we had CPI. Let me just check that. I won't move the chart. Continue to chomp. All right, so we had CPI yesterday. We have unemployment claims today at 8:30. 8:30 for me. It's 8:30. So unemployment claims. Anybody watch Trump's speech yesterday? It was interesting. I didn't get a chance to finish it up. I just got tired of it. Watched some of it. I watched it up until the point where there was an elderly lady in the crowd who wasn't feeling well. Watched it up until that point, and then I left the stream. Hmm. I just couldn't play with this. This continue, yeah, wants to go higher. It wants to. I'm putting in some sort of a rising formation on a lower time frame. Let me zoom out for a sec here. Let's kind of look at this top here. Let me go to the, you know, like 0.5. Let me just see what's happening here. Look at all those little dojis. What sense is this making? That's the kind of stuff you just don't want to be trading. Like this is nonsense. I'm not about to lose my money playing around with that. I'm just not gonna do it. It's not a high probability trade. You can do it. It's just not something that I want to play around with my. I don't want to use my money to play with that for the sake of just taking a trade. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yes, I'm on the 15-minute. Why crypto YT? Good morning. Yeah, I'm on the 15-minute this morning as opposed to that 1 hour. But yeah, I'm on the 15 right now. I'm on the 15, just kind of watching this range that we were putting in right here. I'm gonna keep trying to. It's real choppy. It's real choppy. So I'm not taking a trade in here. Not right now. I'm gonna wait until we take out look one side of liquidity first. We have some slight bear divs in here on this 15-minute time frame. Um, and I think that if we do, because I know how much they really want to get up there and take out that top, um, we'll have some bear divs on that too from the 4 hour time frame. So I'm gonna look the short if we manage to get that. I'll go back to looking at a long opportunity if we're taking liquidity from the lows though. Would change up a little structure, but it could be a pattern or something like that. Don't know. I know. That's what I was just saying. Like it's so choppy. Like there's no trade right in here. Like you could attempt to short in here, but you can see how they just keep chopping it, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It is not worth getting chopped up trying to chase a short right in here. Even with all the resistance, just they keep pushing it, and there's just nothing in here. So I'm just sitting on the sideline. I'm not gonna take that. It's good to have conditions. It really is good to have conditions. That way you don't trade everything. Sell. You want to. You getting chopped up this morning. I don't feel bullish about the structure in here right now. Um, but they're not stopping. If you keep whacking at the same area, you're trying to break it. Eventually you wear it thin. My condition is being on one of the other side of the liquidity. Um, and we're not at that right now. And if you take a short right here, see, this the thing. Let's just say you were taking a short right here, right? Let's just say I'm gonna take this short right here. Then what are you aiming for? Okay, so you're aiming for maybe this down here, or maybe they just want to do this right here since they haven't been taken out that low. So let's just say you're shooting for that. And then where's your stop loss gonna go? You're gonna put it right here, and then what? Liquidity's right here. So it's not. I mean, so what happens then? You set your stop loss right here. They come in, and of course, they're gonna push past that liquidity. So you're automatically gonna be stopped out. automatically, as they're gonna push through that. You can't just rely on the golden pocket, 786, especially not when you're sitting near liquidity. So, I mean, I don't like this right here. I don't like how it keeps making this attempt. Like I said, you keep hammering at something, you're gonna break it. You don't have a good place for a stop in here because the next stop is liquidity. It's literally liquidity, and they're likely to push through that. So just wait. Wait for one side to get taken. Like, wait for liquidity to be taken and then see how price is reacting around that liquidity. And if anything, if they keep beating at this and they can't get through, they may just come down, sweep this low of this mother bar, and then send it up and get a little fuel down here and then run it. I do. I trade stocks as well. Absolutely do. I more actually. I trade. I'll do Hood, Apple, Nvidia, Palantir. I'll do those two. Tokenized stock trading. Otherwise, I'm an investor. So I've looked at I haven't really taken us over to the stock market too much. Actually, not at all this week. Besides looking at oil, simply because it's something that people have been a little bit interested in. Um, but a lot of major setups have been given, at least about 20 off of stocks. All have slapped, all have hit very well. So yeah, a little slower at moving, but yes, stocks. I love the stock market. I'm in a I'm in an Amazon position right now. Which might be a little bit of a bear flag, to be honest with you. It hasn't come to my main target on Amazon. And I guess I'm not going to get back into those until next week, though. Um, a couple of things I have looked at here on the channel. So, ExxonMobil, Chevron, um, Unilever, that has been one. Archer, that's been another one. Caterpillar, FedEx, Alcoa, those have all been trade setups. J&J, P&G, Next Era, those have all been some good hits for us. Oracle. VGO coin. Circle has been killing it. Oh my gosh. Hood, MSTR, Tesla, Sezzle, Dollar General, um, which again I haven't looked at here lately. Lululemon, GE, Palantir, AMD. Yeah, quite a bit. Walmart. Have a look back at that in a sec. Nike, Chime. Yeah, I go through the stock market, looking at those setups. I will get us prepared for some stuff for next week. I stopped paying attention to DG, and I just looked over here at it, and I can see how I know we had a $180 target set for DG, and it looks like it went into some sort of a rising formation in the process of getting up there. But hey, this thing was written from earnings, which took place on what's that, December 4th. So from that point, like you've made some money. You made some money off of it. Done very well. Speaking of, let me just check something out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait until I guess maybe tomorrow or something like that, and then have us prep for Monday. I'll look at some dark pool stuff in here on the stock market and see what we got some unusual activity taking place and look to take some things from there. Um, right now, you got like let's see, Tesla, Oracle, Hims. All right, Hims. There's some stuff happening around Hims, Tesla, Oracle. Let me take a look at Hims. Baba, DG. I see, and I just mentioned DG too because I had not really looked at it. I see that now, but they slapped us down on that. It's one of the main ones, though. Let's see what's in the spotlight. Yeah, it would be the exact ones I just said. So Tesla, Oracle, Hims. I'm not sure what Owl is, but take a look at that. Um, get us set up for that. Maybe I can do it later today and post it out. Not sure what CORZ is either, or TTEK, but those are spotlighted, so catch up on that stuff. Marvel Technology, huh? All right, see something. Marvel Technology. Hmm. Yep. So you're getting chopped up. I'm definitely gonna take a look at that Marvel. All right, Bitcoin. Since they had earnings here recently. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do all this when my PC isn't freezing on me too. Because it is freezing on me today. I know that on Tuesday I talked about silver, and we were just kind of ranging at the time. We had two large candle bars to the upside, and we moved into a range. And I took a small long position on it anyway. Um, I got stopped out on that. We're just back at we started the position out at on silver. So while Bitcoin is, I mean, it's gonna try to get up there to that top. Like I said, you really like you can see the desire to get to break through that. Like I said, if you keep hammering at something, you're gonna break through it. And then the next level up where you have the 786, you have liquidity there. It's more than likely gonna run through that 786. Like it's not gonna just probably won't just reject there. I know that there are some pretty decent, like I said, the liquidity is sitting in there. We can all we can do is wait to see how it reacts around that level. At that point, it still may not be the yeah. It just has to come into here first for me to just kind of see what we're looking like. Because in here you're just getting chopped up, and that's there's nothing more frustrating than getting squeezed. They're squeezing you right now. If you're trying to short it right here, they're squeezing you. Market makers really don't care about this through here. They don't really care about that. Um, and if we come down into the liquidity down here, then I'm going to get interested in a long. But just in here, there's really nothing psychological fit level. I'm just going to chill. I don't want to get chopped up. And besides, my short is the one that we talked about when we were over here. It's there, and yeah, that's it. Let's take a look at this silver real quick in here. All right, so silver. Um, 'Cause I didn't do any of this right here, and this was, this was quite the choppy area as well. But so far, it has held up so far. This is a little bit of an overreach, of course, in my opinion. It's a little bit of an overreach, but there are some things in here that I like about the silver charts. I played around with this little range right here, and I set my stop loss for right here. I said if we're really trying to find some momentum to go higher, then we wouldn't come back down and take this level out, and you can see how we did. So that took me out of any interest in here. Um, I mean, the structure, as I said before, it is a counter structure, which makes it bearish as because it's consolidation. It's a counter consolidation to the trend. Makes it bearish. We're not doing anything. Really not doing anything. That's the most frustrating part. Right here, you can see like the consolidation range is really here and here. Just kind of waiting for this explosive move. This is bear flagging. So, like I said, if we do fall to the downside, um, I would be looking here, see if we wouldn't be able to catch a bounce there. Mm. Just see, you can see the rising formation. But in times of uncertainty, we still continue to look at that as a loan. We talked about, let's see, this over here. Did we finally take this out? No, that's still going. Yeah, that's still going. It was we tried to find another setup in here. Talked about this situation right here where it looked a little bullish right through here. So you can see the respectful um, touch point that created this trend line down through here. You see how that third tap right there. But you have to drop it to a line bias to even capture it. I mean, even though the structure looks bullish, it can all, I mean, this part of the structure looks bullish. This part of the structure right here looks like something that breaks down. And in that case, again, I still will be looking down here towards the low of this channel. It just depends on, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in a copper position. Um, like I said, structurally, this part is bearish. This part is bearish. We can look for a tap back into it, see if that'll hold. If price does reject from here and come down, which is going to wipe this out. But if you did that from the day that we were doing it here on the stream, then I mean you made some profits off of it. You don't have to drain the cow, you know, taste the milk. And I just like I said, I look for it to come down into the to the larger channel that is obviously in this large channel here. It's frozen. But you can just go to a weekly time frame, something like that, so you can see that a lot better. But we have this parallel that we're in also. I mean, that's a long fall. That's the measured move for the ascending broadening formation that's here. That's the measured move there. That's this little small structure in here holds things up to go higher. That's it to the downside. But these metals are no fun no more. They're doing nothing. And there's the gold situation in here. So obviously, um, this is something that I said I was willing to take if it happens. It hasn't happened, so it wasn't this drop over here. Um, and the only reason why I was mentioning this is because when you take a look at gold from I think it was like a may have been a weekly. Let's see if it's a weekly or a daily. Yeah, from a weekly time frame, it has respected the standard one. So anytime price action has come back into standard one, it has bounced away from there, and I can turn this on right here to see. So that's why I stopped the position up on top of that for an entry. So anytime we've come back into standard one, it has bounced up and it has held. So it's held, and this is from the Bollinger Band. So on your weekly time frame, just put on your Bollinger Band. It has held up. Like this time right here, we slipped over it. But this right here, I actually used the VWAP to catch this position right here. So I'm still holding on to this. I haven't added anything, and I would like to add because I'm already like I think like only have like 10% left into my long position, so it's really not doing anything. But you come in, you tap it, you move away, even if you sweep it for a moment, and you see us reclaiming it, like it has held up pretty well, and I think this went back to, I mean, sometimes you may not even come to it, you might just get close enough, you might just get close enough, and I think that this was all the way back into what year? It was the starting point of you can see where we got the expansion. So that expansion is still working. I'll put this on the weekly and take a look at it from that. Let me just do this. My life easier. And I'm using the two of them together because like I said, you really wanna you don't wanna use one thing by itself, you wanna use two. But you can see your where the mean is the blue line right here. So that's your 20 SMA right through here. Uh-oh, 20 SMA through there. But you can see for the most part, like if you come into here, you're likely gonna respect it and you're gonna bounce off of it. Anytime it didn't, it just came down to the 20 and then it moved away. So I'm willing to, you can see how it's sitting directly on it. If I'd have did it earlier, I would have been already been in this part right here, adding to the position as opposed to this one right here. But this is where I'm in at. I do want to add since I don't really have anything on it right now. And if we got that drop, you can see how it's going to line up somewhere. If it does the 786 and we come back into the 20 SMA, if it does the golden pocket from around about where it is, then we do the trend line that's through here. But right now we're just in the middle of no man's land. So if I'm willing to try it, it's going to be that. Right now that's 5,024, which number's going to bounce around a little bit. The only thing that's not going to bounce around is going to be this golden pocket 786 right here. But it's been a major pocket right here for continuation. I expect for it to continue to respect that. Could be a nice setup if we can get that on gold. Could be a really nice setup. So, oh wait, I don't know what I was looking at that for. But I mean, again, just like with silver, the structure is kind of wild. It's wild. It's the counter structure. See, Bitcoin is pushing up. So it's like a parallel, basically. Let me see if I can parallel that. Yeah. So you basically got like you got a parallel. I wouldn't call it a bear flag necessarily. You know, what kind of pole that is. There's really nothing to trade in here though. Just wait for one of these conditions to be met. This would be like your 10 EMA. Usually hits with the standard one. So 10 EMA is very they line up very well. I didn't check to see if that was the case right now, but a 10 EMA tends to line up really good with standard one. Let's see. Come on. I'm gonna put us back on Bitcoin because you're pushing. This is terrible. I hate when it gets like this. I don't know if it's the streaming platform or if it's just, yeah. So actually, 10 is lining up with at 20 right now, which is crazy because it usually lines up very well with. I just use this standard one. Yeah. Oh, okay, I was right. I was right. I was about to say, like, I know that this usually lines up with the standard one. So yeah, there's your 10, that's your standard one deviation here in your Bollinger. Those two usually line up together. That's why I like that. This right here usually lines up with the 26 EMA. So you can see this is 26 EMA right here. This is a 20 SMA right there. So I choose my EMAs for a reason. 'Tis the season for a reason. Just get over here on Bitcoin because I see it trying to make a move. It's just, but yeah, just sideways on that stuff right now. Nothing, nothing I care to play around with too much. So the condition is met. Come on, Bitcoin. Let it go. Let that line. There you go. It just froze up over here. Ugh, sucks that it's doing that. So you can see we got this beautiful pine tree over here right now. Beautiful pine tree. Everything is saying, yeah, I mean, like I said, relative strength looking good across the board. So, like I said, because that 786 is sitting in the vicinity of liquidity, it makes it less reliable. Because price action can just push, you know, how they want to do this thing. You want that liquidity, you're going to run through that 786. Now you can wait for a rejection back below it, absolutely, but it's not all that reliable. Obviously, momentum is still going higher and higher in here, despite how trashy I think we look. I'm not going to fight it. And then, yeah, it looks trashy, but it's not worth it. It's definitely something that again, I expect for it to fail, but it has to take, you know, this wait. What was that? Let me see. How about crypto? Thank you. Thank you, Y Crypto YT. Thank you so much. It's just, yeah, yeah. We're still putting that little rising. I don't know if it's a rising channel or what it is. It's coming from a lower time. Well, you can see it building up on a lower time frame somewhere. It's just not. I don't really structurally. I can't structurally. Um, I'm gonna take that away right there. Structurally, within that daily range, we're looking something like this. That's what we're looking like. And so we got this situation here happening right here. This is what we have happening within that daily. If I'm not mistaken, I think this makes up our 3 bars from that daily consolidation, that daily coiling that we're doing. So I'm gonna do a quick sync on this just to make sure. I'll flip it over to the daily. My PC is gonna lag a little bit trying to get us there. There we go. So this is what's happening inside of this range that we're sitting in this daily inside bar. That's the way it looks to me right now. Now you could also consider connecting these lows in here. So I'll do that, and I'm gonna drop us back over there on the, put us back over there on the 15-minute. Imma do it just to see, and I'll fix it once I get over there. So I just leave those 2 together. So it's something like this. I don't know if I got to sync this or not. Let me see if I have to sync it. No, okay, so I'm good there. Alright. So that's gonna be this part here into here. So that's what we're doing in our little range that we got going on. Oh, it's on the 1 hour. Get me off the 1 hour. I'd rather see it from the 15-minute. Yeah. So there we have it. And I'm gonna lighten this one out. It looks bullish. But they're staying away from here. They're trying not to take this. They're trying not to take this Asian low right here. Asian low right here. We have this liquidity sitting at. They're trying not to take that. They threw us some bones in here for some other levels of liquidity to to fuel up this move. That's basically what we're at right here. I'm gonna unsync these now. Got it. At the end of the day, we're either outside of this pattern or we're still ranging in it. Um, but right now, each closure was above the previous close, which makes it bullish. We only actually had one closure, so we only had one closure, but price action right now is above the previous day high close. Outside bar. So let's just say we not really fancy this low right here, but let's just say we were taking the liquidity below here. It'd be nice if they did it like that. Then we can all get long and of course start to look for it to break, either come back to the top, or a breakout from there. It's stuck on me. It just kind of froze on me exactly where you see it. Okay, there it is. And then we break out something like that. That would be cool in my opinion. Um, if it happened like that. That is if it breaks to the upside. And then that's just gonna go with what I said before, which is basically getting to the larger range top to the top side of that descending channel that you can see from the uh, visibly see easier from the weekly time frame. But that's what we got right now. I just dropped this in here to see where the close was from yesterday. So the close yesterday is right here. We got too many hours to really care. Um, that is what it is. Mm. a little bit. Oh, let's just see where that was at this time. Okay. Oh, geez, guys, it's 8 o'clock, and I do need to depart since it is 8 o'clock. That's something, again, that's something that I would watch for. Like I said, the liquidity being taken. This liquidity right here, as we saw, was sitting around at 786. I meant, yeah, yeah, at 786, which, like I said, we could run through that. And if we did, then we would be breaking the top side of this. Okay. We'll be breaking the top side of this range. Yeah. Breaking the top side of this little pattern formation we got right here, which right now it is bullish. Right now it's bullish. I'm gonna wait until we at least get into either liquidity down here, which could make a good setup. That could make a good setup if we're holding it. So if we get through here and we got a reaction there, I can still rely on this, the triangle. I'm sorry, the, this flag kind of flagging situation we have going on in here, as opposed to the wedging that we have right in here at this low right here. Either way, one of these two right here. It's a nice rejection off of that 1 hour. Obviously, and these two are sitting together down here around this low, which is basically like how you have that 200 and that 400 EMA down here that have been working together at the lows. 2 and 4 have been working together at the lows. And then you have the POC and your value area low here working together at the lows as well. So pretty important level. Pretty important level. It's a powerful combo. I will get interested here. I will get interested here before that liquidity. I will get interested. I'll get interested again if we take this liquidity. All right, I'm gonna stop getting interested if we're not holding here, because if we get down here and we are prepared to take the Asia low there, then we're prepared to. You can't see it off of this chart right here. Then we would be prepared. I'm gonna bring this up to like my stop would no never be down here. I usually do like a point 50, uh, half a percent, something like that. But here you can see it. So this is that same Asia low right here. So if we were taking this Asia low right here, what do we really have to work off? We have that golden pocket that would be down here that, we of course just have to drop the pattern altogether. We would have that golden pocket that's in here, right below this liquidity. And we can't guarantee that it'll actually get to this golden pocket. But with this golden pocket, we also have prior day highs over. Well, not prior day, but we have some highs over here that could act as a buffer. So taking that liquidity and bouncing from there, that could be a thing. Structure would be absolutely different. A nice little rejection candle there. Again, I'm not particularly fond of the 786 once again in here because there's really nothing in here that might work for price action. Um, Maybe looking to your left, that might do something for you. It does nothing for me, but that would increase the chances of us getting into the liquidity that's down here. And even our trend line right here, they've been saving face so far. So this trend line right here, we'll do away with that. But you can see how your liquidity is sitting down here. You got this low, this, well, we took the liquidity from that, but you got this little small little, candle wick that's right here. So you have this nice liquidity right down through here. Nice liquidity that's gonna be right in here. And of course, we know the Asia low, nice liquidity sitting right here. I bypass this because it's not really anything special to me there. Then you can see the nice liquidity that sits right here. And you'll always have liquidity on trend lines, especially if price has been bouncing from them. So that's why I put that yellow. Nice liquidity there. And then of course the range, I don't think it's not exactly placed on the range low. But yeah, I mean you got some nice liquidity down below us. We have a lot of nice liquidity down below us. Let me pull this out. I moved this up. I moved this one up because it was set for the final TP. It was set for that. So I think beforehand I had it sitting on top of this range high right here. I decided to just push it up a little bit, um, and that's that liquidity we haven't been able to get back to right there. And if anything in here changes, I'll post it. Like if you don't know how to figure out where your liquidity levels are going to be at, I will post, any changes that might be in here. It's like, This thing is frozen for sure. It doesn't want me to do anything. Hmm. It's gonna show you. But it's frozen, so I won't be able to take you over there. Maybe if it comes up. But this is basically where we have our daily high, a range high, which is there. But that's what that liquidity is, and then our low, daily mother bar liquidity right here from that daily. I'm scared to leave here because my PC is gonna act crazy. But yeah, get your liquidity levels together. I'd rather not look at that from over here, but I mean, again, like I said, you can see it. Just depends on how you choose to look at it. But this seems to be important. This line right here. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on that one. I'm gonna focus on this one since this one again, value area low, point of control, 200, 400 clusters, all right here. So I would focus on this in the event that we did come down here. Otherwise, we would probably just look for this to break out, for them to come in here and take that liquidity right there. And if you're lucky, we'll run through here and we'll get up here to this top. We'll stop being defeated right in here and get up here to this top, which seems kind of hard to do right now. Remember that that weekly standard one is right here. So liquidity starts drying up today, and tomorrow we'll see what they want to do with the weekend. So, yeah, I'm gonna focus on this line right here. I won't delete the other one from over here, but I will hide it. I'll come back to it. Need that. It's actually more. Uh-oh. It's 0.33. 0.50 would be down at that previous day low. Yeah. Come to think of it too, we'd be doing too much if we got down there. I mean, just thinking about it, yeah, we'd be doing too much if we got up below our previous day low. We're breaking structure again. We would be breaking structure. So yeah, it's better that we focus on this right here because everything says this is important. So if the stars align and they want to give something like this to us, just another try right here. That'd be cool. 15 minute is weak. 1 hour, 4 hour, just kind of what they're sideways. Well, not 4 hour, 8 hour. 8 hour is sideways. Um, 1 hour sideways. 15 minute. We could break that momentum to the downside on the 15 minute, as you can see. Then of course we'd be looking to get out of here. Um, it's basically back up there to well, I was looking at it before. But for the sake of this, I'm just gonna set it back like I'm just gonna leave it like this. We're already in a long also, but, this is cool. It's cool. You can't guarantee it actually taps in here into here either, but, it's worth a look. It's worth a look. Lose some strength in here though. Yeah, we're losing that strength. At least, like I said, from a 15-minute perspective, we are losing some strength in here. Alright. I love you. You know what? I'll be looking at and hopefully, hopefully it works, but this is what I'll be looking at. Either I'm gonna look to get long down here if we come back into it, since I can see how important this is. But aside from that, just depends on how we come up in here, how that short is gonna play out. 15-minute will exhaust itself. It may not be a long short move, but, we'll definitely get enough to make some money off of it, coming into here because like I said, the 15-minute time frame, it is showing exhaustion. That's for sure. I don't have to question that. Showing exhaustion. I would still prioritize the 8 hour too. Um, 8 hour, yeah, I'd still prioritize the 8 hour. Let me see if this is showing up like my indicator. Just let me see here. It is kinda. Um, I had been working off of this breakdown that we got from here and how we just kind of flip flopped around since we broke below it, not really getting the follow through. You can change it from like this because this would be like back testing lows, right? you could change that, and from this right here, if you use RSI, and change that, let's hide that for now. Move this down to this right here. Can't believe I missed that bull dip right there. Oh, dang, I missed it. But your RSI aggressively pushing through here, and then if it fails here, I'm gonna have a bear div and have a bear div between here and and that high on price action. Hold on. This thing right here, let me move this chart. Come on. It all depends. It all depends now. If you wanna be aggressively, I don't know if anybody in here is like a trend breaker. I don't wanna do any of that. I'm just gonna look the short from up here or long from down here. It just depends on how we look. But, um, right now, let me just see what this is. Yeah, I'm just waiting on one of the 2. If this is a failed breakout, if this is a failed breakout, we'll be looking in here. It's gonna have to come back into it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna adjust anything right now. Or would be that one right there for me. I said that the 4 hour isn't up to par with it. You can go with the 4, you can go with the 8. I know it's not up to par with price action. What are they doing the most? Change this and put it on this body. Mhm. This is in line with my QTD though. For the follow through, which if you look at this, you can see how every time it comes up towards my hide the drawings for a second. I know it's gonna make it hard, but if you can just mentally put that picture, you can see how it doesn't go any further. Stops right there, doesn't go any further, stops right there. So that was in line. That's actually in line with this. So the momentum improves if breaks above that point. You can see how over here, how you can see how once it gets outside of that cloud, the momentum improves, comes back in. You'll get some downside. That's why it says SFP, something like that, swing failure on your momentum. But otherwise, if it's pushing out, then you're gonna see some sort of accelerated um, price move, something like that. This is so close to the tops right now. That's what I'm saying. It's so close to the top. That is in line with that. I just wanted to be sure there would be something that you could watch so you can see how sometimes, they're not the same. Other times they will be. This happens to be one of those occasions where it actually works. We just got that data. We're not doing anything. I kind of thought that maybe that would have some sort of an impact, but it's not doing anything right now. But I watched that. I set an alert on it. Just put an alarm on it. And with this, I really do got to go. I really love you. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the morning. But I will update you on X. So again, you can follow me on X at Donna Crypto TA. Um, that's where I'm at with it. This thing. see how price action reacts if we get into one of these liquidity zones right here. Maybe that 15-minute exhaustion plays out now, and we have a better chance to wanna, enter into something, but, it's just not gonna be right here. It's not gonna be right here for me. I would not be I would not be top blasting. Would not be long in the top today. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let this 15-minute finish topping out, bring us back in here somewhere, see what's happening. Ideally, I like this, but I can sit on my hands. If I don't get it, then I can just look for the position from the short. Um, we'll see. Uh, I can sit on my hands and wait. I just know the 15-minute is exhausted. I mean, they keep trying, but 15-minute is a sell signal. I'm not taking it, but it is a sell signal. All right, see you in the dark side. If it'll let me get over here to this tree so I can close it out, then I can update my PC. Oh, this is bad.